Hey, everybody. Welcome, Dentist Job Connect crew and Dental Nachos crew on Facebook Live. It is my favorite holiday this week. It is not Christmas. It is not Hanukkah. It is Festivus. Festivus is a made-up holiday from Seinfeld where there is no Christmas tree, there is no menorah, there is a silver pole that Frank Costanza came up with, and you get to air your grievances. You get to tell people how they have disappointed you this year. There's also feats of strength. I don't know if we can role model that here. Maybe one of my panelists here has some dumbbells that they can role model that in their office. But I have an amazing group of panelists that help you be less annoyed as dentists and humans, less frustrated, less feeling like airing your grievances, because we all know that dentistry and dentisting can be incredibly stressful, even if you love it, even if you were meant to be a dentist. When a patient looks at you and says, does my insurance cover 33 veneers? And you want to say, you don't even have 33 teeth. But you don't say that. You say, probably not. When you're working on a number 15 and you ask a patient to open and you're like, do you know how words work? Because they open like this, and you're shouting at a 53-year-old man, open like an alligator, and questioning all of your life decisions. Well, that's what this show is about. And you're going to meet people who can help you decrease your daily frustration in this dentisting world. We're going to hear from Matt Funk, who helps people hire dentists at Rodeo Dental. We're going to hear from my friend, Dr. Arash, Mary, Bob, Armin, and Frank. I recommend you take a screenshot of this. These are all amazing people that help me live my best dentisting life. Many of them also sponsor this group. But we had a contest, Dentist Love Contest, and this was our winner of the Share Your Awesome and Annoying Parts About Being an Associate Dentist, Dr. Talene. And I want to share, what do you find most annoying about being an associate? At times, I find myself struggling with the lack of autonomy. While there's ample opportunity to advocate for myself and my patients, I do not have the ultimate responsibility for decision-making. It's important to note, however, this does provide the ability to learn different perspectives and opinions from practice owners. What do you find awesome? My favorite aspect of being an associate is the transition from student to dentist to provider. I believe an associate allows me to strengthen my clinical skills as it removes other variables such as practice management, stress, and other financial constraints. I'm able to solely focus on my dentistry. I want to reinforce how important that is. I always say to associate dentists, it's easier to take CE when you're associate dentist. It's easier to get off. It's easier to focus on just the clinical dentistry part and let people like Dr. Arashi meet and me deal with all of the running of a dental practice. Because like running a dental practice is like running a circus where the animals don't try to eat you, just slowly annoy you into questioning your own sanity. Why does the giraffe always get off on July 4th? The elephant's there and thinks their peanut PPO covers everything. It can be very, very frustrating to run a dental circus. So enjoy that associate time. And she said, thank you for your dedication to our profession and commitment to bringing our community together. So congratulations to Dr. Talene, the winner of our gift card contest. We also encourage you to get off of Facebook and meet people face-to-face. Some of the best ways to buy a practice, find a job, hire an associate, I don't know if this is groundbreaking to you, is to get yourself out there, literally put your face in situations where you can meet other dentists who can change your life, meet other sponsors who can change your life. Some of my awesome friends from Nachos found their practices, 7-figure practices, by sitting next to an older dentist at a C event. So text events to 215-798-9897 to learn more about our events coming up. We have a fantastic one in April with the amazing Dr. Jason Smithson, one of the best dentists on earth. So not only will you learn, not only will you laugh, not only will you feel less alone, you'll get to meet people who can change your life. So if you're a practice owner like Arash, you can come to those events and meet associates. If they don't come to those events, I'm just going to give those awesome associates to people who do come to those events. I know what everything's good parenting, good leadership, bribes, and threats. So even though Dr. Ross is one of my BFFs, if he doesn't come, I'm going to give the next awesome associate to one of his competitors. So hopefully he shows up at this event. So I'm ready for my first guest, Matt Funk, not a dentist, normal person, kind of, is here. So Matt, before we dig into how you help people be less annoyed or what annoys you, just tell us a little bit about what you do for Rodeo Dental. Yaya and Sam are awesome. I went to your associate day. I could not be more impressed with everything Rodeo does as people and professionals, but tell us your role in that organization.
Absolutely, Doc. I appreciate you bringing me on. So my role really is essentially leading the professional matchmakers here at Rodeo, right? Trying to find the right people, the right dentists to come in and really continue to make incredible impacts in the communities that we serve here in Texas, Arizona, and Colorado. And while that may sound like a rehearsed answer, I promise you it's not, because that is that's what I'm here to do.
I love that. And tell us for context, how many practices do you guys have in the rodeo empire? I'll call it.
Sure. Sure. So as we continue to grow the empire, we're at about 44 right now. We opened another one in our first one in Phoenix will be in February next year. That'll be our third practice in the state of Arizona. So that'll be our 45th, and we're continuing to grow.
45 practices. And how many associate dentists make this happen?
So from a whole landscape, we've got 193 dentists who work here. Because as you know,
193 dentists.
yep, we've got all specialty in house. So those aren't just general docs. We've got endo, ortho, OS. Everybody comes in and plays a part here.
But one of the things I'll kind of give you a layup for is one of the most annoying parts of being a new dentist is going to dental school and not feeling like you got adequate training. And then someone pushes you out of dental school and says, charge people a lot of money for this stuff. And you're like, I don't even know how to do this stuff, right? Yeah. But you guys do something magical, which I believe is just, so cool. Tell us about the mini residencies that your associates get to do on actual patients. What will they learn?
Amazing. So this is honestly one of my favorite parts of what we do here at Rodeo, right? So we host mini residencies for all of our docs, not just newer docs, even some of our more established doctors and partners and leaders that they attend these as well. But basically 8 to 12 mini residencies a year, specifically focusing on specialty based dentistry. And so we partner with different organizations, nonprofits such as Dentists Who Care, and we bring in live patients, and our licensed dentists all get to serve those patients who typically couldn't afford that dental care. And they actually get to learn hands-on, right? They're not just
what's cool is a bigger, stronger dentist over your shoulder. I met your endodontist. The patients get this care. I know either at a reduced cost or maybe for free. So the whole thing's set up in the most ethical way where the patient gets help. And I mean, that's one of the challenges of being a dentist. I mean, I've connected you guys with Ripe Global, one of our awesome sponsors, because they've created a way to practice. I'm a big fan of basketball, because if you think about how hard it is to be a dentist, you don't get to practice much. It's just the game. Ripe Global has created this amazing way to practice on models, but your mini residencies are great. Now, I want to ask you, I remember when you met Dentist Job Connect, you were like, I got a budget inside of my budget. I don't have enough money for you, a budget. People don't want to spend money. They just mention budget. They throw it out so many times. But you've become one of our star customers and clients. How has Dentist Job Connect helped you decrease your annoyance in sourcing associate dentists?
Man, sourcing talented dentists is the most difficult thing to do here in our industry. So you guys have provided us a platform where we can talk a little bit about who we are, right? Seeing as you guys are mostly up there in the Northeast and we're down here in the South. But you're literally giving us a platform where we can showcase the things that make us special and providing easy access to them for me and my team to be able to get on the phone and actually filter them through the process. I mean, you're cutting out a huge step of actually finding these dentists, which is obviously the most challenging aspect.
Makes your life easier. And I remember I don't miss a chance to compliment myself. I remember at Associate Day, all these associates were saying, oh, I found out about you through Dental Nachos and Dentist Job Connect. And maybe they didn't go exactly through the portal, but I put them in front of you because nothing happens without the associate dentist, right? You have the nicest cabinets. You could even have the greatest support team. But if you do not have the right licensed person in charge of that office, the whole thing falls apart. And I compliment you and admire you for what you do, because I know it cannot be easy, and I'm glad that we're a part of that. People can text Rodeo to 215-798-9897 to learn more about how they connect with you. I like to share the reality. It's possible for associate dentists to earn over $250,000 working with you, Matt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, it's not even just possible. It's probably the expectation. So it's really nice.
Awesome. And before we end, any grievances you want to air with your football teams, your family, you can air with your family. They're not here. Your any frustrations or any tips on how dentists can decrease annoyance in honor of Festivus?
Well, look, I think a big part for dentists is to alleviate themselves of other concerns so they can focus on taking care of their patients. So, that's what we're here to do. I'm willing to take and shoulder a burden and take more of those grievances on my team and myself. But and talking about sports. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, so my life is already pretty miserable. So
When they lost that Super Bowl, that's one of my grievances. I was sitting in my basement in 2016 or 17, and I was like, how did this happen? Julio
yeah,
Jones had it wrapped up this night. And also, just to reiterate what our winner said, you know, you don't have to rush into practice ownership because you're a new parent, right?
yeah, that's
And
right.
do you love being a parent? Because I love being a parent.
Nothing better.
But do you also remember when you weren't a parent, there was some relaxation that you can't have now, right?
Oh, there's zero relaxation.
So practice ownership is parenting, and being an associate's an aunt or uncle,
Yeah,
and value that time. There's a time
yeah,
for everything in life. And it's such a good uh, sort of share that winner made, where when you're
yeah,
an associate dentist, you can work it. If the toilet breaks, it's literally not your direct problem. You should tell someone the toilet broke if you're an associate.
yeah.
But just like I have awesome nieces and nephews, they got issues, I give them back to my sister and say, you're the owner of this one. So thanks, Matt, for all that you do. Hope to see you in Philly in April,
Yep.
and really appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys as always. Pleasure.
Have an awesome holiday season.
All right. Y'all too.